Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade in
Shade in
the
the City.
City. Ain't nothing shady over here. It's sickly in the city. But anyway, I'm your girl
It's shady
Chase.
in this episode.
Yeah, I'm
It's
your girl
Mels.
Chase, and that's Nels. And we are here. I apologize in advance if y'all can't tell. I'm over here looking like Rudolph. I told y'all the allergies are allergen. And yeah, so I apologize for the late review because we've been dying to get back to Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I am so happy. So yeah, ain't gonna waste no time. Got to get through this so I can let my body rest, y'all, because I'm tired. But yeah, let's get into it and let's get shady. So, Money Making Mel, Melody Cherie, as we see her in the opening credits. And can I
Or
say
Messy Mel.
this one? And can I just say, y'all, I was so here for Mel's confessional look. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Loved the black, loved it. It was very cute. Loved it. Loved the fashion. I was here for a lot of people's confessional
She
looks.
can't get nothing from me right now.
She's terrible. So anyway, Mel goes to visit Kimmi. She said that, she's due for a check-in and they haven't really spoken outside of social media since the reunion, which we all know Mel likes to take a break from all of the mess after the reunion. So, she can appreciate Kimmi respecting her boundaries and her space, unlike some people that were formerly on the show. And that, this is added to their friendship. She
Wait,
comes.
okay, so yeah, what we're not about to do is just skip over the fact that you just said she liked to take a break. Um,
She does. She
I
said that.
Yeah, but you're not taking a break from everybody because you out here taking trips with whole niggas.
But that's her business. That's her whole men's.
And you don't need a break from them. Why you need a
Because
break
they're
from your
not on the
friends?
show.
So your best friend, your best friend who's not causing any drama in your life, you need a break from?
I wouldn't say her and Kimmi are best friends. I would say they're
I'm not
cool.
talking about Kimmi.
Who, Destiny?
You know who I'm talking about. I'm fired up. I'm talking about Stormy. You need a break from her too?
Stormy didn't even say they were friends. So I think that you're.
Because she's confused now. It's
I
been
just.
4 months.
I think again. I think, and they weren't talking. She said they barely talked at the reunion. So,
Uh-huh. And Mel
so
was like, oh yeah, we'll talk, girl. You know how she doing. She's like, and we ain't talked. Nothing. Silence.
I'm just saying, Mel is very careful about who she gives the D in friend to, like someone else we know. So, um, Kimmi brings up, haven't seen you since LA, wish her a happy belated birthday. And we learned that Mel is 37. And I said, okay, Mel, we're the same age. Where's my glow up? I need to look like I need to get my money up. So she wished her I said that she wished her, and so she asked her about her celebration, which apparently was in Vegas, but doesn't want to give too many details as to who she was with and what she did. And she knows she's being coy, but says that's her personal business, and whether she's seeing someone at this point in her life is neither here nor there. And I said, okay, you gotta be careful with that, Mel. Just because you a main character and everybody like you, we see what happened. I ain't even gonna refer to her. We see what happened to the person that's not on the show. So you might want to open up, boo. Just saying. Now
She like,
Kimmi,
look, she like, my book is open. Y'all know all my business. I need to keep something for myself.
oh, I hear you. So Kimmi was talking about how she wants to travel possibly somewhere out of the country and says that she had just mentioned this to Maurice because he was in a funk. Now, Maurice says Kimmi has been ripping and running and needs to sit down and recharge her battery because she has two more fights to go through. And Mel says that since she's known Kimmi, that's who she is. She's always had 4 or 5 gigs. So, like, you can't try to stop her now. And in a way, I kind of agree because it's probably keeping her busy. Mm-hmm. So she's not constantly focused on what she's going through. Now, Maurice basically says, well, that's his point, and leaves off to go to work. Maurice talks about in confessional how it's tough to see Kimmi go through this and she's literally fighting for her life. So to not do anything but be able to be there, he thinks it's important to be there in person. Now, Kimmi says she's trying to stay positive about what's next, and she feels it's about a mindset. And right now, her mind is set that everything is going to be all right. And I said, go ahead, girl. It is about a mindset. Now, Mel asked about her upcoming surgery that she's having, and Kimmi lets her know it's in like a week or two, and her and Maurice were actually talking about that when she walked in. Kimmi says she thought getting through was a victory. And Mel reassures her that it was. Congratulations, girl. It is a victory. And Kimmi says she originally wanted to have a party. And Mel's like, oh, so we having a party. Okay. And Kimmy's like, yeah, but Maurice thinks that, we need to cut back and, so she's struggling how to get what she wants, but also, keeping her health at the forefront. So Mel, of course, volunteers to plan the party for her. And Kimmi says that she appreciates this, and has appreciated Mel through her cancer journey, and admits they haven't always seen eye to eye, but they've gotten closer. And she considers Mel a good friend. Kimmi says the only drawback for Mel planning is that she wants to invite everybody and knows there may be people that Mel doesn't really want to be around. Mel says it's not about her and it's about what Kimmi wants to. And Mel says that, they're there to celebrate her getting through chemo and that there won't be any shade. And, basically ask if she can give that spiel when she invites everyone. And then they go through a whole mock phone call, which
I thought that was hilarious.
And Kimmy's like, you did good, girl. You did good. And thinks that she handled the stress well. So I thought that was super dope, super cute. And I think this is just my opinion. I'm not defending, I'm not on anybody's side. I'm just saying that I think that, my opinion, Kimmi gives me the type that she also kind of like needs space, will go off, need a minute to herself. And I think that as long as you know who somebody is and you know how to move around them, then I think that's why they can vibe, and she's not like they can because they respect each other. Because
Kimmi also has her own stuff going on, but I also think that Kimmi may be that type, but if you reach out to her, she's not just going to ignore you.
Well, that part.
Martell is getting a facial because he's worried about these bags under his eyes. He got to stay fresh for the ladies. These Atlanta, he be in these Atlanta streets, okay? He says that he loves getting
talking about saying fresh for the ladies. You should really only be concerned with one lady, but whatever.
Oh, but we know better than that. He says he loves getting massages and facials and stuff like that, and he loves having women touch on his body.
We know
in your situation in the first place,
right?
Maybe you need to take a
let
step
too
back.
many people touch on your body,
right? Now his mom stops in to see him and basically shits on his good skin. She's like, yeah, you're trying to be like me, And he gets a call from Sheree while she's on her girls trip in Portugal.
A FaceTime call. I'm surprised you didn't say that. A FaceTime call.
I should have. We got to be specific. We are here using iPhones. I'm just saying.
Whatever. Sheree is on her girls trip, and he asked her when she plans to come visit, and she asked when she's getting flued in.
No, that wasn't even it. That's okay. Well, basically, yes, what Tree said. And he talks to Sheree. He basically says he talks to Sheree every day. They're really good friends, and she makes his life easier, but they're taking things slow.
Yeah, notice he said really good friends.
That's we about to find out why. Well, his mom asked him how have things been since Florida. He says they've been up and down, and he's feeling like he's battling his family because Mel is his family, and she always will be. He says they both attended a kid's Christmas program, and afterwards they had a conversation, and she said, that she would pray on them becoming more cordial and being better co-parents. And he thinks that basically she needs to come around to that on her end because she BSing. And he says that he is going to go to counseling because he wants to be a better person.
No, he's actually in counseling.
Oh, he's in counseling.
Mm-hmm.
because he wants to be a better person. And I think this was like a suggestion that Mel made, if I'm not mistaken. Now his mom is like, just the coddling. It's for me. She's like,
Or
"Boy,
it
you're
could be
fine."
it could be mail or it could be court ordered, but I'm gonna mind my business.
Well, okay.
Allegedly, just saying.
So his mom is like, "Well, why you need counseling? You fine just the way you are. Everybody makes mistakes. You live and you learn." Girl, that is not what counseling is about.
First of all, I hate that, no offense, because most of the time it's us, it's our people with this mindset. A lot of our elders feel like, oh, just pray, talk to Jesus, whatever. You don't need counseling. Ain't nothing wrong with you. But aside from that, I think I have always said I try my hardest to wrap my mind around finding something about Miss Marlene that I like outside of the fact that she likes a good glass of wine. However, it continues to piss me off that she babies her son and his foul mistakes that completely destroyed his family. And now that he's trying to heal and become a better person, you're like, ain't nothing wrong with you. Everybody make mistakes. That really irritates me about her.
Didn't she leave
That
her
could have
husband for
never
the
been
same
my
thing?
son. Huh?
Didn't she leave her husband for the same thing? And then she always talking about, oh, Mel is the one really that needs it. She needs to stop talking about you like you're a monster and da 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 da.
And did she leave him or did he leave her?
Are you saying she got left for the other? Are you saying she got left for the other woman?
I'm saying that we don't ever really hear about Martell's dad.
I thought in the past there was, even before Mel, but see, I think it was before Mel and him broke up, where she would talk about what she went through with the cheating in her husband.
Yeah, cheating.
Well,
But
I think that's why they got divorced or not
no,
talking.
what I'm saying is, but a divorce can work either way. That's all I'm saying. And not to mention, one thing, maybe I'm wrong. We don't ever really hear Martell say anything about his father, which leads me to believe he went to the corner store to get milk and never came back. Just my thoughts.
So apparently he's not the only one that needs counsel. Okay.
And so the fact that Marlene's like, you can't be talking bad about they daddy and it just really irritates my soul because, sweetheart, you've been through this.
And really, I mean, and I'm not saying that it's okay, but really you don't know what's going on in that house. You don't know what she's saying or what she's doing. Clearly, they're not against their daddy. So it makes me believe that she's not talking bad about him because he's got a whole nother family. If she really wanted to, she really could.
Okay.
But anyways, he basically says, there's nothing wrong with seeking counsel, and he's just doing it, hoping that things will get better for the two of them.
Bless his heart. Now we see Stormy at home. Okay, first of all, let me preface this. I don't know if I love Stormy. I've always been a big Stormy fan. But I'm not gonna lie, this whole episode, I felt like it was giving. Now that we in the opening credits, we got to give a more secure storyline, and I just feel like, so you took Tiffany's, because I felt like this is what that was.
What do you mean?
We're trying to have a baby and he doesn't want a baby, so we're gonna go and talk about this all season about you wanting a baby and him not wanting a baby, and what he's finally gonna give up in the end, and then you're gonna be pregnant next season. It doesn't sound familiar. Okay, so we see Stormy at home making dinner for Chess and Courtney.
Maybe these men out in Alabama, they just don't want no kids.
Now, I mean, I understand Courtney's reason.
They want to rip and run the streets.
Look, I don't even think that's but like I said,
that's what it was giving me once he came up with all these different excuses. That's what it was giving me.
Now, She says Canvas Beauty has been growing and doing so well. She rarely gets an opportunity to settle down and do the things she enjoys. So we see her making pork chops. Shout out. I was doing the same thing this evening. Courtney agrees it's nice to put work to the side and relax and be a family. And Courtney brings up the fact that Stormy is still breastfeeding Chess and he's now eating real solid food. So he thinks it's time for him to come off the teat. Now, she asked Courtney what he would do if she wants to breastfeed until he's 3, and Courtney is completely against that. He gets breast milk is good for the baby, but Chess isn't a baby anymore and thinks that they should make the rules, not Chess. Now,
just go to eating steak.
Right. She brings up how she wants to breastfeed all their children. Now, one thing I will say is I related to her in this moment. She brings up all their children, and he's like, "What do you? We have one. What do you mean all?" And
I know when that came up, I was like, was this not a conversation before?
I do that all the time. I talk about the hypothetical children that I'm at, and he'll look at me like, "Who are you having them with?" So I felt her pain. Now, obviously, she talks about how, she would like to have more kids, not just one more child. She wants more kids. And he basically tells her he's not really into the idea. Obviously, she lost a lot of blood when she had Chess and could have died. And so he's not really into her putting her body through that. Now, she feels like, well, we can just get a surrogate. I ain't gonna lie, it ain't like they ain't got the money.
Mm-hmm.
But
and I thought that was the answer.
Right. However, Courtney still ain't going for it. He's like, nah, that's not what I'm trying to do. And says that he's really good with just Chess. And then he says something. Now, Stormy's really confused because she's like, well, what the hell? And she doesn't understand why he feels the way he does. And then he brings up something about he doesn't want Chess and his potential brother or sister competing. That's when I was like, bullshit. Because
that's what I'm saying. All these different excuses. You was good with the first one. Now she found something to work around that, and now we got all these other excuses.
Right. Now, she does say that, he's basically tired of talking about it. And Stormy, basically is still blown and is like, it's not out of the norm for Courtney to shut down because he doesn't want to go deeper. But I guess she was blindsided because maybe the conversation never did come up about more kids after what she went through with Chess. So, and she decided to have that on camera and was shocked.
So Mel is, I don't know, making some little chocolate pretzel things with her.
I thought she was making hot chocolate, but I guess not.
Yeah, because they put it in a cup or something, right?
They put it in a cup, and that's why I was like,
but then they dip pretzel sticks in it.
It looked good. I won't mad at it.
And basically the kids are talking about, what they want for Christmas. Apparently, Daddy's talking about they could have a phone, and she's really not for it. But she says, now that we're talking about phones, the kids is dreaming about it and she's dreading it. Okay, so she is about to make these phone calls for Kimmi's party. This woman went out and bought a burner phone.
Yes, she did.
To make these phone calls so that they won't have her number. I said, Jesus on the main line.
She's serious, and I can respect it.
So she calls Tisha, and neither one of them clearly want to speak to one another. And she invites her. She says that she will be there to support. She calls Stormy, and Stormy was even shocked to hear from her.
Like, who is this?
Yeah, she was like, who
is this?
She said that she hasn't spoken to her in months, and they really didn't even speak at the reunion. Martell might have been the most shocked. Apparently, he doesn't get to hear her voice on the phone. And
she says he needs to gather himself and pull it together.
He wanted to talk about the prayer.
I said, and that's how you know the prayer was deeper. Sorry, y'all.
Bless you.
Thank you. That's how, oh Lord, it's coming against you sneeze in threes, Jesus. Anyway, but that's how you know the prayer was deeper than what Martell is really telling us. Because the way he was asking about it, that's giving, he wanted her to say a Sierra prayer or something. He really, really wanted her to say this prayer. And I don't think for a second it was just about them successfully co-parenting. Just my thoughts.
And apparently getting back together. Then Stormy you know, she said she's been having a hard time finding a nanny for Chaz. So her mom agreed to move in to the guest house to help her out. And she's super thankful because, you know, that's her baby. Stormy tells her about the
And she got a
awkward.
lot of other going on.
Mm-hmm.
Stormy got a damn chicken coop and all types of other animals. She got
She probably got some.
foxes,
She probably got people
foxes
to
and
tend.
deers. I mean, I love following Stormy, but she got a lot going on.
She probably got other. She got people to tend that too.
No, she'd be out there picking eggs and.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You think she'd be out there all day doing that?
Not all day, but I don't think you have to do it all day. You just
That
go.
that takes time. You
Just go to the
what?
coop
Remember
and you
remember
pick
night
eggs.
remember you remember 90 Day Fiance?
What?
The dude with the farm in Virginia with the chick that got tired of doing that. She was like, I did not come out here to work, do all this manual labor.
Oh yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. But they had
Mm-hmm.
horses and stuff. She ain't got like huge. She got like a chicken coop and like a deer that runs around her yard and plays with the dog. And but like she's
That's not her deer, is it?
no, it's a wild deer, but he comes to her yard every day and plays with the dog. It's really dope.
Okay, so
That's that country stuff.
that's
Learn to appreciate stuff like that.
that's too country for me. I'd have been scared. So Stormy tells her mom about the awkward no kid conversation she had with Courtney. Because she didn't know that he didn't want no more kids. And she says initially she didn't want any more because she almost died having them, but she didn't know that he felt the same way. Now her mom tells her, you know, it might be some trauma for him, and he may not want to talk about it because dudes are, you know, bad at expressing themselves. And Stormy is basically like, okay, so that's okay. Like,
For him to
hurt
make
my
me feel
feelings,
bad.
right? Basically, she feels like there's really no compromise at all. He's just like, no, end the conversation. We ain't doing it. And she says that she was even willing to do a surrogate. And her mama tells her, and she's like, you probably think that's
You
weird,
think
don't
that's a little weird.
you? She's
She
like,
was like, yeah, but you know. And she's like, well, everybody's doing it now. And her mom was like, but just because everybody doing it don't mean that other people
mm-hmm.
gotta like it.
But she told him, she suggests, her mama told her, well, maybe don't give him no more pound cake. And maybe
Oh,
he'll change his
okay.
mind. I said, okay, mom. So
Again, we sounds like a Tiffany Lewis repeat. I'm gonna withhold the until you give me a baby. That's what it's sounding like.
so basically, you know, she was just like, you know, maybe I just need to stop having people in my business. And her mama tells her, you know what, your business is my business. And she said, I guess that's why you can't stay off of social media.
Mm.
And her mama said, if I stepped on somebody's toes or offended someone, so be it.
Right? Her
I
mama
said,
don't give a
okay,
damn.
okay, mama. Stormy said she loved her mama, but she's always been very outspoken and never really liked her friends.
I
None of
thought this was a little unhealthy.
them. But she said now there's, you know, the internet, and she likes to be on it.
And
So
she'd like
Stormy,
her to be off it.
yeah, she would like her to be off a bit, off, but you know. So Stormy tells her mom that she's putting her in a situation, um, for there to be beef. Her mom said, "Oh no, boo, you ain't gotta worry about that. I'm gonna protect mine at all costs, okay?"
Even when you
Um,
can't protect yourself.
and she said she ain't just gonna let stuff ride, and lets her know, listen, I'm not apologizing. Basically, this conversation is pointless. So she asked her how her and Mel are doing and if they're still friends. Stormy's like, she's like, girl, you funny. Why you ask that? And she says she want to know because when she first met Mel, she didn't like her energy.
Mm.
Stormy says that she feels like there's that, you know, they're still developing a relationship because friendship for her is consistency. And they don't speak. And it's been that way even before this whole social media issue. Then her mom, then she told her mom that Mel hit her up from a number she didn't even know, to invite her to Kimmi's event. And she was like, it was super weird energy. Her mom said basically, she doing you like she doing everybody else, huh? And
Mm.
Stormy says, you know, she ain't trying to see it like that. She's just trying to see it for what it is, and she's moving accordingly. Basically, she's keeping the same energy. And now she got to deal with that shit. Her mama tell her she ain't got to deal with nothing. Okay. And basically, if they ain't adding value, they ain't good for you anyway.
So here's my thoughts on that. I agree with a lot that Miss Betty said. I do welcome to the cast, Miss Betty. I can appreciate you. Obviously, I guess we got a Miss Wanda replacement.
Well, I wouldn't call her Miss Wanda, but I mean her mouth.
Yeah, her mouth.
But I mean, Miss Wanda was the dramatics.
Right. However, I think, and before she said it, I thought to myself, you have a very unhealthy relationship with your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And before she said she was her only child, I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact that she can't have a friend, it's almost like you're afraid someone will be closer to your daughter than you are.
Mm.
And I think that's unhealthy. She should be, now granted, every mother wants to protect their child, male, female, whatever. I'm not mad at Miss Betty for that. What I do think is a little unhealthy, and she said this has been going on all her life. This has just followed her into adulthood. I don't think that's healthy. I think that your mom, you should have if you can, have a friendship with your parents, but it shouldn't be to the point like that you can't develop friendships with other people without them feeling a way. And that's what Miss Betty gives me a little bit. Kimmi walks into her party looking great. And Mel has beautiful pink roses set aside all over the place. It was very, what's the word that you like to use? Minimalistic.
Mm-hmm.
It was very minimalistic, but very cute. And Marceau is happy about that because he feels like it's not a party, it's a get together.
Maurice.
Oh, I keep calling him Marce. Don't do that. That was you all
Why
last.
are you getting like me, girl?
I don't know. Maybe because I want to see Marceau. I'm like,
And is it in your notes as Marceau?
No, because I didn't make no notes. This is just going off dome.
Okay, well then you get a pass. You get a pass.
But yeah, so
we know your head is cloudy right now.
right. So yeah, so no, Maurice, he's like, no, it's not a party, it's to get together. But yeah, he's happy that they can celebrate.
And Mel is just happy. She's like, thanks for allowing me to step in and take over, and Maurice for not canceling it.
Right.
And then the people start rolling in. It gets super awkward. When Martell shows up, first thing
he wants
said,
to talk about that damn prayer. That's what he wanted.
Yes.
He's like, she want to talk about it on the phone. We're gonna talk about it here.
Uh-huh.
And again, I feel where Mel is coming from. That's that force. You gonna force it on me? Like, I don't like that.
Stormy, it was super, super awkward when Stormy showed up. She said everybody's acting like they all hung out. Like, she was like that. Ain't nobody really engaged with each other since the reunion. So she ain't really here for the fake shit. She don't feel like acting all like, hey girl, how was your weekend? Like,
right. We see
I mean?
Tiffany, big, beautiful, and gut full of human. Congratulations, Tiffany,
Yes,
baby ace. He is absolutely adorable. Congrats to her and Lewis. And I said, and I'm sure we'll be congratulating Stormy next season. But go ahead.
Well, so Martell gets Melody's attention and says he wants to talk about the prayer. And in the confessional, she says, here we go. We're supposed to be here celebrating Kimmi and all that she's going through and overcoming, and he's pressing me about a damn prayer. She said she just did it to appease him in the moment. She wasn't really about to waste the Lord's time praying about them getting back together. She said he already delivered me out the lion's den. God said, go.
Ooh, okay.
Then Jesus Christ. She told that man, boy, I forgot about that prayer.
What was that again?
He said, why are you doing me like this? He said he really wanted to pray that they would be cool and be better co-parents. And he feels like
allegedly.
Yeah, we know he don't want it out there, but Mel said it. And he feels like they should always be in a good place, especially since he ain't doing nothing wrong and he the father of all her kids. So Kimmi announces that this is a celebration of her first milestone of getting past chemo. She said she went to the doctor on Friday, and when the doctor came in and read the PET scan, he said he don't see anything.
Nothing.
Period. She says
Congrats,
the
Kimmi.
radiologist thought she had already had surgery because there was absolutely nothing. She does say that she still has to have the surgery because they still go in and take out the area where the tumors were. And she still has to do the radiation, but this is a huge blessing. So she says she loves seeing the love and support in the room, and it energized her. And Maurice says that he can see now that she actually needed that.
Yes. Kudos, Maurice. It's sad somebody got to always show you something in your face, but.
So Mel is sitting across from Stormy, and she's like, y'all don't want to fix the plate? And Stormy's like, yeah, before all that, like, girl, let's go have a conversation. So, Stormy asked her, she's like, what's up?
Right.
Mel is like, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Stormy said, when was the last time we talked? Mel said she really hasn't talked to anybody. And Stormy's like, yeah, I know, I get that. And then Mel is like, well, did it ever occur to you that I changed my number and for you to be like, what's going on? And Stormy said she didn't even know that she changed her number.
Because most people, when they change their number, they send you a text and say, hey, I changed
this is my new number. And on top of that, if I'm reaching out to you, clearly I'm like, Mel, what's going on? But I'm not getting a response.
Well, I will say this. I swear to God, I'm not defending her. Only based, again, because I keep my ear to the YouTube streets. And I do know shortly after the reunion, her and Martell fell out. They was in court fighting for custody of them kids. He was trying to take custody. And I really, truly believe that's why no one in the cast, and they talked about on the reunion how last time he had her number, he tried to have her phone hacked and ended up hacking his own phone. Mm-hmm. So I truly believe she didn't trust anybody in that cast to have her personal number, because she even says in the beginning, her and Kimmi talked through social media. They weren't even talking by phone. I'm just putting that narrative out there.
I'm not saying, listen, and I'm not saying,
but if that were the case, she could have said that.
Or reached out to her.
I'm not even taking sides.
Or reached out to her. If you have this in your mind, and I'm not a mind reader, right? You can reach out to me via social media and say, hey, I'm not really using my phone right now because this is
right.
Let's talk through here. Instead of you trying to have you fucking play a guessing game and figure out why I'm not talking to you.
Or feel like, I gotta chase you to, yeah.
So basically she says, she was like, well, I text you and you didn't reply. Mel says, oh, so you didn't call or text after that? And she was like, well, I did. And Mel tells her, oh, well, you can always DM me. Stormy said, that's weird as hell.
Right.
She says
I had your whole phone number.
She was like, she don't even move like that. And she was like, I'm not about to DM you. And Stormy said, like, it just hit her because she doesn't have not a friend on this planet that will tell her to DM them after they've changed their number. And that was the end of that.
Well, it's I think they kept it light and fluffy.
I think it's not about what you do, it's how you do it. And agreed. If you're moving funny, it's gonna look funny. So
right. I guess they kept it light and fluffy for us for the first episode.
It's gonna get hectic.
But we know it's gonna get hectic. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, and I will try my best to get better so we can get you these reviews on time. But if you have not already, look, I need the sun to go away and the rain to come and wash it away. But anyway, if you have not already, Shade Squad, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And yeah, make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, the IG. I sincerely apologize to the Twitter fam because I know we've been growing and I completely missed Married at First Sight tonight because of this. So I apologize. I'm going to go lay back down, but I appreciate y'all tuning in to my congested review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And we'll catch y'all next week, y'all. Bye
Good
bye.
night.